Hello everyone, and welcome to my new Flooded Valley Black Border guide with Flagship and the Lord of the Abyss. This will be interesting. First, we have by far the hardest part of this run, which is just getting this sub over here. I can't really find any visual indicators for this placement, it's just kind of over here. The one thing I will say is, though, the range border should just barely touch the bottom of the screen. And then you want to get a second sub as soon as you can to catch any leaks that come from the bottom side. Yeah, and you want to put the second sub up here, just like in this corner. So, we're going to get Pat down right over here, kind of just like in the middle of this straightaway right here. Well, not really a straightaway, but like in the middle of this line in the track, this part of the track, just in the middle of that. Pat is the hero of choice for this run because he'll buff Flagship, and he's also just pretty funny. On 13, let's get a boat over here. This boat should be just as bottom left as possible while still being in the range of Pat's roar. If you place Pat right, you should just be able to place him as bottom left as possible and he'll still have the buff. So, yeah. This boat will become our flagship later, so it is important that he can take the buff. Or, well, that he's in range for the buff. Yeah. For 15, we'll get our bottom sub to twin guns, and then after that, we'll get it to barbed darts, because the 011 sub is like the most slept on early game tower. It's actually so good. If you want to use a Pat Roar on 15 there, go for it, but I don't think you should have to. And now, we're going to go straight for Destroyer on our boat. So, get camo on it first, because we need some form of camo detection, and then just go for faster shooting and double shot. Once you've got double shot, we can just go straight for Destroyer, which is pretty nice. Actually, I kind of lied. We are going to need a bit more lead popping than just Pat, so get heat tip darts on your sub. Somehow I forgot about that. On 31, just use a Pat Roar to make the round just as RNG free as possible, and then get Destroyer. The reason we went the bottom cross path is because we just want our aircraft carrier to have camo detection, and it's also just the stronger cross path. The planes just do more damage as 502 than 520, and there's also a bug right now that is making 502 do way better than it should. It has +7 Pierce for no reason. Yeah, that's a funny bug, but yeah, even when that gets patched, 502 is still the better cross path, because it has built-in camo, and the radial darts do more area damage than the grapes. Oh yeah, and now as just a way to buff our Destroyer, we're going to get a Mermonkey right over here, and we're going to get this guy to Abyss Dweller with Echo Sense, Precision, and Network. We're going to get this guy to Abyssal Warrior for 40, and yeah, he'll help us save up for Flagship. Abyssal Warrior is actually okay because of the Moab glue effect it kind of has, and it also one-shots ceramics. That's pretty cool. Use a Pat Roar when the Destroyer starts attacking, and you'll be good. Abyss Warrior should just one-shot the insides. For 46, get aircraft carrier, and you should have $0 left over, which is pretty funny. And yeah, there are a few more things we need to get before we can save up for flagship straight up. The first of these things is a 120 sniper, set to strong on this platform. This guy is exclusively for round 59 because we don't have anything to deal with the camo leads right now. And he's pretty cheap. And then the funniest way to deal with the camo leads is just a 032 engineer. Targeted right over here. Pin foam, we love pin foam. Anyways, yeah, now we can actually start saving up straight for flagship. If you want to use any abilities during the save up because you feel like unsafe or whatever, yeah, just do that. The rounds I would recommend using them on are 54 and probably 61. '59 will get destroyed by pin foam and the sniper. Oh yeah, I forgot you actually want this sniper on camo priority. That almost killed me. Make sure the sniper's on camo priority. Round 60 should be just fine. And for 61, just use a pat roar and get flagship once you can afford it. With flagship afforded, the rest of the game is very easy. Now let's go straight for Lord of the Abyss. And yeah, we don't have to use any abilities during the save up, but if you would like to use a pat roar on some notably tough rounds like 63, 76, or 78, go for it. Yeah, there on 78 it looked kinda sketchy, so you probably want to use a pat roar. But then you should be able to get Lord of the Abyss, and yeah, that's cool. Lord of the Abyss is pretty cool. He gives our flagship 30% extra pierce, and he actually does like a surprisingly high amount of damage when we do this certain trick that I will do. It's the main thing that I think makes it useful, or makes Lord of the Abyss good in this run at all. So now, we want to place some stuff on land, obviously. Or we want to place land towers on water, so let's get an ice platform with a 031 Arctic wind. And this is all of the water space, or the land space we're actually going to need. So just get a village right over here. And get this guy to a jungle drums, and then also an MIB. We need this guy, we need MIB so that Lord of the Abyss and flagship can pop leads. For some reason, Lord of the Abyss can't pop lead as a default. That's really dumb. Like, straight up, it does not make any sense whatsoever why this guy cannot pop lead, but oh well. We have to get an MIB anyway for the flagship, so might as well get it for Lord of the Abyss as well. And now for the neat trick showcase that makes Lord of the Abyss actually do pretty good damage. Another Mermonkey, which we will get to Symphonic Resonance. Once you've gotten Symphonic Resonance, get the top crosspath and put the totem right on top of the Lord of the Abyss. And then just give it a 320 alch buff. You can get this guy to 420 if you want to. I will, but I'm not sure if it's needed. The reason why we get Symphonic Resonance and put the totem right over the Lord of the Abyss is because it makes everything spin around the tentacles on it. And the tentacles do damage in a circle, independently. So when it moves around, each one just starts attacking everything, and it's pretty cool. Gives the Lord of the Abyss an actual damage function in this run, which is kind of interesting. And then not a glue gunner. Now we'll get the final tower of this run, a ninja right here, and we'll get this guy to a 105 Master Bomber. Set to strong, of course, but the reason we're getting a Master Bomber is because it is just the easiest solution to round 100, and this setup doesn't actually require any more support, which is pretty funny. The stronger stimulant might be affecting the Ice Monkey. If you want it to affect Pat, you can put it a bit more to the left, but it doesn't really matter. Symphonic Resonance is also just kinda crazy. It just grabs everything. I'm not sure if it's supposed to do that. I think it is, but that's pretty cool. On 94, use a Pat Roar when the ZOMGs start to approach your flagship, and just watch it demolish all of them. On 95, if you want to use a Pat Roar when the Symphonic Resonance circle is down, you can do that, but you shouldn't have to. I would recommend using a Pat Roar on the ZOMGs on 96, though. This will help a lot. For 97, use a Hug, just like spam it until it uses itself. It should get used on the bottom ZOMG, which is what we want. '98's pretty easy. Just Pat Roar when the ZOMGs approach flagship, just like we did on 94. And watch the round disappear before your very eyes. Lord of the Abyss doesn't suck that bad. And before 99, get Master Bomber, and you can use another Pat Roar here if you'd like to. I'm not going to, though. And then round 100 should just get destroyed by your 3,000 damage stickies on the Master Bomber. And boom. With that, you should have a very easy flooded black border with Flagship, Lord of the Abyss, and Patrick Fusty. I hope this guide helped you out in some way. Have a nice rest of your day, and goodbye.